Hey y'all, Sarah here at the Harpley Homespun, and today I thought I would share with y'all a video featuring Miss Heidi, my little girl who's going to be starting school this year. Of course, she did preschool last year, and she is so super excited, aren't you, Heidi?
Mm-hmm.
You want to say hello?
Hello.
She had all of my kids, I will say, not just her, but all of my kids begged to be in my videos. They're like, Mommy, can I be in one of your videos? That's why I said, well, we will do, I'm going to do like a little short interview with Miss Heidi. But first I thought I would talk a little bit about, excuse me, my allergies. As is in most videos, my allergies bug me. But I wanted to share a little bit about at the beginning. I wanted to share a little bit about her birth story. I wanted to share a little bit about her birth story. And each one of my kids, instead of doing like a separate video sharing how my pregnancies went and all that jazz, I just thought I would kind of add it into each of these little videos that I do with each of my kids. And so about Heidi, as far as pregnancies go, I had about the easiest of my pregnancies with her. She was my second pregnancy, and it went pretty well for the most part. There was a few things, a few bumps in the road. One of the things that I had issues with was a low placenta. I had a very low placenta, which caused me not to be able to travel more than an hour. They would tell me, you're in danger if you travel more than an hour. You don't need to travel because it could cause, I guess, the placenta to pull away and cause the baby, of course, to miscarry. Which is super scary to tell a mother that. So I had lots of ultrasounds to check on her, and I think about week 35, 36, maybe, I don't know, it seems like they said it was later than most. So I'm thinking between week 36 and 38, it kind of started to get a little bit better. But around that time, we made a lot of life changes. Like my husband changed his job, and so he was off for training for his new job. And so he was not actually able to be there when little Heidi was born. My mother and mother-in-law were actually in the room with me when I gave birth to her, which was really special to them and super special for me, and just a sweet memory of both of them being in there. It was actually, what are you doing? It was actually on a Sunday afternoon, kind of going into the evening time frame, when I was actually doing some work on the computer, and I got up, and this is going to be a little bit of TMI as far as birth stories go. And so if you don't like TMI, you can pause or get out of it at this moment, or try to skip to the end of when I do her little interview. But like I said, I was doing some work on the computer, and when I got up, fluid was dripping. And at first I thought, I was going to wake my mom up. She was taking a Sunday afternoon nap. We were going to be going to her church later that night. And I was like, well, am I just like peeing my pants? Because when you're that far along, things like that do happen. At least they did for me. But I had been experiencing a few days of intense, what I would consider intense contractions, like maybe some back labor. Of course, I had been checked by my doctor. They said I was about a 3 to 4 centimeters dilated, and I was about 70 to 80% effaced, which I could go on like that for a very long time. So who knows how long that would have lasted had it not been that I felt like, I was like, you know what? I went to the bathroom, and it was still dripping on a pretty constant basis. And so I woke my mom up, and I said, Mom, I think my water broke. And she was like, oh, no. And so she got up, hurriedly got ready, and we left to go to the hospital, where they checked me, and they said that they couldn't 100% tell. So they had to do, all their more in-depth checking and testing and all that fun stuff. And it did come back that it had barely maybe broke, not to the point of just pouring out, but it was enough that the doctor definitely felt like I needed to stay and be admitted. She was really close to her due date anyway, and so we proceeded with the labor and delivery. Of course, they ended up giving me having to break it the rest of the way, and they did end up giving me some Pitocin to kind of help contractions along, and I would say, I don't know, once I got to be, and this happened with all of my children, once I got to be about a dilated to a 6, it would go from like a 6 to a 7 to a 10 very, very quickly. So things would progress really, really quickly. Of course, I had some sweet family come up and visit me. I remember it was just a really sweet time. And like I said, my mom and my mother-in-law got to be in there the whole time. I had a wonderful doctor, an amazing doctor. She was by far my favorite OBGYN doctor that I had from the beginning of my pregnancy, well, before I even got pregnant with Miss Heidi. I had her through my whole entire pregnancy until we moved for my husband's new job. But yeah, so that is her fun little birth story. Besides the low placenta and me not being able to travel more than an hour, it was okay. I think at times I did travel more than an hour. I would just have to, I remember traveling about 2 hour time frame, but I think I would just have to stop around the 1 hour time frame, kind of get out, stretch my legs, go to the restroom, just be careful. That was the main thing, was just be careful. Now, are you ready for me to ask you some questions?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what is your name?
Heidi.
Heidi. Can you tell me how old you are, Heidi?
5.
5? What grade are you going to be in this year?
In kindergarten.
What are you going to learn to do this year?
School.
You're going to learn school? Do you, we're going to do some math?
Yeah.
What are you going to learn to do? What have you been excited to do this year? What are you going to do with this book? What are you going to do with this book? What are you going to learn? Learn to read?
Yeah.
Learn to read. She's so excited. Of course, I do have all of the curriculum that I'm going to be using for Miss Heidi for her kindergarten year posted in another video if you would like to go back and look at that. It shows everything that I'm going to be using for her in her Learn to Read program. We have chosen the Christian Light Education just for her kindergarten year. And so I'm super excited. I've seen lots of YouTube videos, lots of reviews on that curriculum of people that said it worked amazingly well, as I am super nervous about teaching kindergarten. It will be my first year of actually teaching a child to read, but I'm super excited because she's super excited, aren't you? Are you super excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell them bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Say, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up.
If you like the video, give a thumbs up.
Say, subscribe to Mama's channel.
Subscribe to Mama's channel.
Say, see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.